Jacksonville Jaguars offense. For one, think this is a really, really good group. It really is. And I know Brian Thomas Jr. took a step back in his second season after being third in receiving in his rookie year. And I'll get to that in just a second. But it all focuses around Trevor Lawrence. And they thought that year one with Liam Coen and Trevor Lawrence was going to be a growing year. They were going to figure out a lot about each other. And there were some struggles early on that shifted mid-season, and I'll tell you in a second exactly why. But what they saw in the second half of the year was this, that Trevor Lawrence fully understands and grasps and trusts everything that Liam Coen is trying to preach and teach to him, and that Liam Coen, maybe even more importantly, knows exactly what Trevor Lawrence likes and dislikes. And they are simpatico. They are one right now in the way that this is being run between quarterback and play caller. And that's why there's a lot of excitement. And when I said things shifted in the middle of the season, that's when the linchpin of this entire offense arrived. That's when they traded for Jakobi Meyers. Now, he may not be considered a one, but he might be the most important part of this entire passing offense. Trevor Lawrence didn't like throwing between the numbers, loves throwing between the numbers to Jakobi Meyers. He's always where he's supposed to be, catches everything, trustworthy. And what Meyers did when I talked to people in Jacksonville was opened up everything for everyone else. He draws attention to the middle of the field. He's a consummate pro. He always is going to draw eyeballs because of the way that he can impact you in that intermediate game down the middle of the field. That has made life easier on Brian Thomas Jr., who's a vertical threat. You saw how much easier it made life on Parker Washington, who was their third receiver and had monster games, including against Denver and I think Indianapolis towards the end of the season, where he just went off because his matchups are very favorable. And he's taking advantage and understanding what Jakobi Meyers does to defenses. And Brian Thomas Jr. is the one who maybe, I wouldn't say late to the party on understanding this, but he understands it now. This offseason, my understanding is that he has been there quite a bit. He's rehabbed from these injuries that nagged him a little bit in this slumping sophomore season, and he understands that he needs to build this rapport with Trevor Lawrence. He's worked tirelessly at it. He's been in Jacksonville pretty much the entire offseason. They've continued to grow their chemistry because he knows with Meyers there now, don't look for competition, look for how you can play off of that other player. And that's where Brian Thomas Jr. is thriving now, and you got to keep an eye on him in training camp if he gets back because he still has those elite traits. He still has that ability to be an explosive player. And then the other guy that's a part of this is the former number 2 overall pick from last year, and Travis Hunter. Where does he play a factor in all of this? Because I remember I mentioned all 3 of these guys, right? I think they're all parts of this offense that they don't want to take them off the field a whole bunch, but you're going to find a role for Travis Hunter. The guess right now, to my understanding, is that he's going to be a full-time corner. He might even be lining up against a number 1 wide receiver oftentimes. In this 2026 season, and then they find ways to put packages in place for him on the offensive side of the ball. Nothing's been said publicly, nothing has been put in stone that that's the case, but just reading the tea leaves, that appears to be the most likely scenario moving forward for Travis Hunter. Now, he ends up getting the injury and misses the back end of the season, hasn't been able to participate spring, so he's fallen a little bit behind in terms of coming fully back for that sophomore year. But then he is a playmaker through and through that you add to these other 3. It's really, really going to be fun watching what Jacksonville can cook up in year 2 if Trevor Lawrence has this understanding that I'm hearing of Liam Coen, and Liam Coen takes this to another level in year 2.